Hello, hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher, and for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're diving back into The Director Who Buys Me Dinner. We're diving into episode 4. I just finished reacting to episode 3, and I needed to see more of the things, so that's what we're doing. We're just going to dive straight in and just see where the things go. So as I was saying, I feel like in any other series, I'd see a moment like that and just be like, oh my god, he's got it so bad. He's got it so bad. He cares so much. Um, he is fallen so hard. But in this series, since him falling in love is literally what it's going to take to break the spell, and we still have so much time left, and the spell is not broken, I'm assuming that he's not falling in love yet. Um, so for me, I'm like, man, how do I classify this feeling? Then I gotta think deeper. I gotta think on a different level because like I can't just categorize it. Yep, he's in love now because the spell's still there or whatever, curse is still there. So rather than jumping straight to being like, man, he has fallen in love. Like I think we're on that track, but there's a certain level of care there. Um, and part of me thinks that he's so protective, I gotta protect you, blah 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 blah, out of you know because he wants to keep him alive long enough to break the spell. Another part of me is like, okay, he's protective out of fears of what the ghost who possessed Dongbek's body last episode was telling him, and like, do you want him to get hurt again just like he did in a past life because of you, this, that, and the other? So maybe he feels kind of responsible. Might not be necessarily love, but he might feel a sense of responsibility, and he wants to keep him safe. But then it also brings back my question that I had, I think, in episode 2, where I'm like, what is the past relationship between these two? Because if it wasn't love, or because if it was a loving relationship that they had, I feel like, well, he was already in love in the past, so the spell would be broken. Or like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna love this guy. I'll fall in love with him again because you can just control your feelings. I'm just gonna go fall in love with him. But like, I feel like those loving feelings would still be there to a certain extent. Like even if you've ended a relationship with some blah 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 blah, like to a certain extent, unless they really just like fucked up. Unless I really fucked up and turned you into a cold person, but that happens from time to time too. But like I feel like there's still some level of care, love there somewhere. Um, so I'm just curious what their past relationship was to get to this point where, okay, now they're cursed. Like, if they weren't in love in the past and love is the trigger that's going to break the curse, what was the nature of the relationship? I still don't know. I don't know. Because I keep like defaulting to like, okay, they were lovers in a past life and this, that, the other, and just reincarnated and we gotta fall in love all over again. But I don't know if that's the case. I don't know, because I feel like if they were past lovers, then he didn't lose his memory. Although the ghost was kind of sitting there saying, well, all your memories not doesn't seem to be completely there too. Pull yourself together. So maybe he did lose part of his memory. Maybe they were past lovers and he lost the part of his memory where they were in love. He lost the love part, and now it's to break the curse. He's got to fall in love again because he's forgotten everything that made him fall in love. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. Maybe I'm answering my own questions. Maybe I'm completely off base. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud right now, y'all. But either way, I'm still enjoying the series. It just keeps presenting me with further questions, and then the whole Dennis thing. So he's not. At least I'm gonna assume he's not possessed by any evil spirits at the moment. He just has a medical condition. What is the medical condition? We don't quite know, but it's something that he's keeping under wraps. So I don't know if Dongbek is the only person who knows about it. I don't know if his if Dennis's manager, who rolled up there, who Dongbek's friend, also knows about the medical condition. But the way that Dennis was like grabbing on his arm to kind of silence him when he's like, oh, but his condition, makes me feel as though that the manager probably doesn't know, or maybe he just didn't want him to alert the manager. Maybe the manager does know, and he's like, just don't worry, don't tell me about it. I'm fine, I can go on tonight. I don't know, but he's got this condition that he's keeping secret, because he wants to continue. He doesn't want his star to fade. And in that hallway scene, when he was like sitting there like fading in and out and weaving and this, that, and we're hearing all these sort of like voiceovers of people, reporters or whoever it is, talking about him, and how essentially it was sounding that he was like, his star was starting to fade. Like he's no longer the hot young hit maker or whatever, and he's not what he used to be, basically. And he's still got this attitude and this arrogance or whatever about him, like he is still the shit, he is still this, that, and the other, but he's not that anymore. And it's almost like a star who's not really ready to say goodbye to the limelight and doesn't know, and is just trying to maintain and sustain their, just give me 15 more minutes of fame, like I'm not ready to go, blah blah blah. That's kind of where it seemed like his headspace was, at least in that scene. And it explains why he's like trying to keep this illness under wraps. He's like, I don't need anybody to know about this. I don't need them to have another reason to doubt my abilities, this, that, and the other. I also don't want pity from people. So it's like it's very, very, I'm interested to see where we're taking the storyline and how he is going to relate to our main couple. Because like, if this were another series, if this were like a longer series, or one of the series where the episodes were longer, or we had more episodes where we could explore a lot more of these sort of side story characters and whatnot, if it were, hell, like Lovely Rider, we had all kinds of side story character lines and all that kind of stuff, and we were exploring all kinds of shit. So if this were one of those series where it was either longer in episode length or just more episodes for us to have time to explore, I would say, okay, fine, he's just another character and this is his character arc, or blah blah blah. But since it are such short episodes and it is such, a minimal number of episodes, I don't know necessarily that we would have time to explore a character arc with him if it wasn't in some way, shape, or form related to this core story that we're telling. I just don't know that we have the time to dedicate to something that is outside of this core story that we're telling. So that being said, I feel like whatever his characterization that we're getting is going to relate to them. I don't know how exactly. Maybe he's going to be a potential third part of a love interest, love triangle thing. Maybe he's gonna start catching feelings for Dongbek. I was getting some feelings there a little bit when he was visiting in the hospital, that he might have had some sort of feelings for Cheekbone, but then I was like, maybe not. I don't know what Dennis's role is to play in this storyline, but I'm interested. Yeah, then we had the whole voodoo witchcraft chicanery stuff happening, knocking the lights off, and he's protecting the poor sweet cinnamon roll and pretending to injure his arm just so he could spend some time with Dongbek, and he's taking care of him, feeding him this, that, and the other, and I'm like, okay, it's sweet. There were sweet, cute moments that they were having there, even though he manufactured them. They were still sweet and cute. Me being like, if I were in that situation, which I have absolutely zero plans of ever being in that situation, because I just kind of resigned myself to being single the rest of my life, but also, like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie about my health to try and trap a man into spending time with me. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. But if I were in that situation where, like, okay, I was feigning this broken arm, and for whatever reason, this plate was bothering him so much. Like, he could see the plate about to fall with the apple slices or the apple skin, and he's like, he's looking at it, he's eyeing, he's like, oh, that plate's gonna fall, that plate's gonna fall. If I were in that position, I would either A, say, hey, I'm sorry to interrupt what you're saying right there, even though it seemed like he stopped talking for a minute while he was peeling the apple. I'd be like, hey, sorry to interrupt, but can we put that plate on the table, please? If the apple skins falling on the floor was such a like point of contention for him, I'd be like, hey, can we put that plate on the table? Or if it's not a point of contention and he's just like reflex like, oh, let me catch this, I would have just let the damn things fall, because it's not like it caught him by surprise. He was staring at that plate, watching it like wobble, so like he knew that plate was gonna fall. So I'm like, I just let the goddamn plate fall. That's just me. Like, I got a ruse to keep up. I can't let him, or I would try and reach with the other hand. Like, there's a lot of ways that I would have avoided getting found out there, but we needed it to come out, and you know, we it just gave us a little bit more peek into his personality and just where he is right now. Oh my God. I'm sorry, you may or may not be able to hear that, but for whatever reason, my neighbor's dog is like going crazy right now, and it's terribly annoying. Frustrating. Anyway, yeah, it gave us a little peek into just where he is mentally, and like, you know what, he wants to spend time. We don't know what he's feeling right now, if it's love or, well, it's not love, but we don't know what feelings he's really cultivating right now, but he's feeling something. He's feeling this sense of protection. He's feeling something, and he wants to spend this time with the sweet little cinnamon roll. So cute. I think I've only got 2 episodes left before I'm all caught up, at least as of right now. I'm not going to dive into them right now because I've got other things that I need to react to, but maybe after I react to those, we'll see. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all of my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah.